Yo, what's up, guys? We are back. Another GooCast for you guys, and it seems like you guys been really liking, our return to like the YouTube podcast scene. So of course, if you guys been enjoying these episodes, definitely leave a subscription to myself and also follow Nesh below as well. And of course, you guys are interested in learning and trying to improve and get better at the game. Consider joining the inner circle yourself, where Nesh and I will, help you get to where you want to be within the game. Um, Today we have a very interesting topic, don't we, Nesh? Uh,
Oh, is it the
crazy,
start or the end?
yeah,
Like
crazy announcement.
Regenesis. Genesis, sono, no, Genesis format.
Yes, yes.
The
We're
Genesis format.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Genesis format, right? Like this Genesis format is crazy. Yu-Gi-Oh never really had, an alternate format. At least like from a TCG perspective, this is probably the closest we're gonna get to a TCG alternate format. Cause Master Duel, I feel like, is almost a completely different game. Rush Duel, Duel Links, right? They have like
Mhm.
three monster zones in in Duel Links. Like it almost feel like a completely different game. But
Yeah.
the alternate format Genesis is gonna be similar to regular TCG, same mechanics, same rules, right? The only thing is we're just operating under a different ban list effectively, right? Like a different system for deck building.
Yeah,
So
it's like another game, isn't it? Like we got
yes.
Master Duel, that's supposed to be another game. We got
Mm-hmm.
Duel Links, that's supposed to be another game.
Yep.
Now we have TCG. Like I feel like Konami is actually following the steps of MTG, of Magic the Gathering.
Yep.
But my main concern is the player base gonna stick in one place or it's gonna split?
Yeah.
Because there are
Yes.
so many questions. Like many YouTubers asked for this to happen,
Mm-hmm.
but I always disagreed about this take. Because now here is the thing, right? I
Sure.
love the format. I think the Genesis format, and we're gonna talk in details about what it consists.
Yeah. And what exactly is Genesis? We'll talk a little bit
Yeah,
about that. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like the thing is that what's gonna happen during events? Like I heard that there is gonna be a main event that's gonna be purely Genesis format, and like how the TCG is gonna survive from this, right? Like there are many
So
concerns that I have, and I want to address all of them.
yeah, yeah. So today we're gonna be talking. We're gonna do a deep dive into the Genesis format, the implications of what that means for the future of Yu-Gi-Oh. Right? What exactly is this format? How does it differ from other formats like regular TCG or even like Gold or like Edison? And
Mm.
then the biggest question is why do you think Konami, felt the need to create this new format? You know, like this was something obviously behind the scenes that they've been working on. I think Josh did a video talking about the Genesis format, and he mentioned that this was something that Konami told him about ahead of time. So, just kick the podcast off. I have a couple of questions and a couple of topics I wanted to ask about. So the first one is, what was your first reaction when you heard about the Genesis format, Nesh?
Okay, my first reaction was this format is one of the most skilled we ever had. I think
Okay,
it's I think it's insane. Okay,
explain. Why do
the
you think it's
first
so skillful?
okay. So first of all, let's like we have to discuss the rules of this format because
Sure. Yeah.
so the
Let's.
first one is no
Yep.
links, no pendulum, which is
Okay.
addressing an issue that Yu-Gi-Oh had. To be honest, like we know that pendulum was a mistake. Pendulum was never supposed to be created.
Yep.
Pendulum was like it's it's an abomination that should not have existed to begin with. I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
Triff. And then we got
Okay.
Link Monsters. Link Monsters kind of created these degenerate like combo decks that people started to hate and made the game way more complicated. Like, and
Yeah.
we got
I think
layers
Link,
of
okay,
combos,
to
like
clarify,
decks that you needed spreadsheets in order to solve.
yeah, to clarify, I would say that Link is an easy mechanic, but I think what Links do is like really degenerate. If you really think about it, like
Yeah,
converting any monster like into like X Link monster is like really easy, especially because of modern day, like how the modern day game works. And I think we can definitely say that Links have been, I think, some of the most broken mechanics of modern day Yu-Gi-Oh. Although I think we are
it's
kind of straying away a little bit from that, but think about your iconic Link monsters: SP Little Knight, Appaloosa, IP
Yeah,
Masquerena, right?
yeah,
Like, well, what? Like, we can keep going. Nightmare Goblin.
yeah.
So,
So, so what happens is no link monster or pendulum monster are allowed.
sure.
The original field is back. No extra monster zone. No pendulum zones.
Mm-hmm.
There is no ban because
Ooh, okay.
everything is based on a point system, and each card has
Point
points
values.
assigned to it, a
Yeah.
point values assigned to it. And usually the standard point cap is 100, so you can build your deck, 40 card deck, right, using those 100 points. But for official tournament, they will assign a different, like a cap depending, on the event.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that it can only be max 200 points,
100.
from what I
Max
heard.
100. Max 100.
No,
On the
I
website, I
heard
believe it's. Yeah.
the standard is 100. The max is 200, from what I heard from other
Oh.
sources.
Oh, really? Okay. On the official website, I saw he said 100. So I don't know
Yes.
where you got the sources from, but on the official site, they said that the cap is going to be 100, but it can be as low as 0 to 100. It's like the stores are able to be assigned, I believe. But I think for the events that are coming up, like these are going to be hosted as alternate side events at upcoming YCs like Lille, Sao Paulo, Anaheim, Pittsburgh. And the way it works is that like from my understanding, these side events will be 100 points, which means that you have to build a deck that's not greater than 100 points. And some cards are assigned 0. Some of the more broken cards are at 100 points, right? Like think of like Paradise Smasher, it's at 100 points, which means that like if you put in your extra deck, you literally cannot add any more powerful cards to your deck, pretty much.
So if you count, like, this is basically the format, right? And when
Mm-hmm.
I saw it, because like there is a list of not a lot of cards, like how much is there? Like
500.
50,
No, it's
500, sorry.
505 cards is
Yeah,
on
it's
the is
505
assigned point
cards,
value.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
505 cards are assigned point value, which means that you can only add cards like if you want to add like powerful cards to your deck and you have 100 points to allocate, there are only 505 cards that are assigned point value. Every card besides that are not on that
Zero.
list is considered 0. So a good example is like Vanquish Soul Raisin. It's not on that list. Therefore, it's worth 0 points. And which means you can put 3 Raisin in your deck, you know? So yeah.
Yeah. So when I saw this, I'm like, okay, now the deck building matters a lot more, right?
Yes, yes. That's what I really like about
Now,
this.
like now the skill, like the skill in terms of deck building, like
Mhm.
as additional point, because at some point, right, like especially when a format is already fixed, right, like fixated on one deck, right, like you build your core and usually what's that, like you have 5 flex spots and it's always the same shit, right,
Yeah.
that rotates, right? But
Yeah.
now you can actually play with way different strategy. I don't think actually there is, like, I don't think there is a way to make a tier 0 deck,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah,
There is
I think
always
it's
like
too unexplored.
there
It's
is,
too unexplored, yeah.
yeah, but it's actually very hard even to figure out if you think about
Yes.
it. Like you can make a very good deck, but there is gonna be counters to that good, like very easy to make. To be honest, like it's like a new game. It's a new Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like a start, like a new fresh start,
Mhm.
and it's something that I would love to lose my brain on.
Yeah, yeah. I think when we talk a little bit about earlier, Nesh mentioned that this is very skilled. I think the reference is the skill expression that he's referencing is like the deck building component, that we all know and love that has been kind of absent from modern day Yu-Gi-Oh in the sense that like, Nesh was saying that a lot of the 40 card decks build themselves in a way, right? If you think about,
Yeah, yeah,
if you think about archetypes, you just put cards in an archetype together in a deck list, right? Whereas when you think about like gold format back in the day, there weren't archetypes. You kind of had to put as many good cards as possible. But the issue is that like when the archetypes are introduced in the game, you kind of like just put them together, right? Like cards that work together because they're in the archetype. Now, I think one thing that we have to consider asking is, what are the implications of Genesis format, and do you think they'll ever introduce this to Macedon as like a drafting mode? or something along those lines as like another mode or something, because it seems like people would love to play this also on Master Duel. Or like, do you think there's gonna be an official simulator for this? What do you think?
Okay, so I think if they are gonna add a simulator, they're gonna just like expand it on Duel Links,
Yeah.
because Duel Links is like kind of the platform that has all those like random formats like Rush Duel and stuff, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they would like just add this. If you're talking about Master Duel, bro, there are so many features that are not added on Master Duel yet.
Yeah.
Like for example, like Pac, we do episode with Sam, right? When
Yeah.
we play all the formats, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to go second in order to go first.
Yes.
And we know that feature is already implemented because in Master Duel there are those like side quests, like those side event on Master Duel in which you
Yeah.
can play 2005 format.
Yes.
And they did not yet actually
Coded the drawing six.
they
Yeah.
coded. It's not, it's already coded, that's the thing. Like we know it's already
Mm-hmm.
coded because there are those side events, just like they don't make it a thing. I don't know how to explain it because
Mm-hmm.
it's coded, it's just they don't put it on the like on the website,
Yeah.
on the app,
Yeah.
which makes little no sense. So I would be really surprised if they are gonna add these to Master 2,
Okay.
which I don't think is gonna happen. Now,
Makes sense.
is there gonna be another simulator? I don't even. No, I don't think it's gonna
Maybe a
happen
third
too.
party one on Dueling Book or something. I think will come to fruition, right? I can
Yes,
easily
I
see.
think I think there is like there is gonna be probably some like illegal simulator that are gonna use this, but
Yeah.
I don't think they are gonna adapt it to Master Duel. I think if they adapt it somewhere, could be Duel Links,
Yeah.
just
Yeah. No, I
yeah,
get what you're
just to
saying.
recreate it.
But
Yeah,
like
but
specifically talking about Genesis format though, like one of the things that a lot of people are talking about is the fact that this isn't just going to be a side event for the upcoming YCSs, which it is currently scheduled for that. But they mentioned on the Konami website themselves that in 2026 there will be an official main event
yeah,
Genesis format YCS. Now that is
okay, this
interesting,
is
no? Yeah, that's an
crazy.
interesting. Yeah, so what do you think about that?
Okay, so we already saw what happened with Magic the Gathering. The
Yes.
player base was split in between different formats, and you had events of max what 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Now, what's gonna like if you count all of them together, then like you would reach like an insane amount of people. But like it's different format played on the same day and stuff like that. Like what
Hmm.
basically Magic the Gathering did. But is this gonna split the Yu-Gi-Oh community? Because think about it, right? Who are the players who play wisest, right? There are usually the competitive players that go there to win because they want to do well, they want to like
Yep.
reach the points in order to go to the playoff and go towards. And then
Yep.
there is like the majority, which is the casual. Like the majority of the
Hmm.
player base is usually casual.
Right.
Like they are there like to get the free sleeves, they are there to get the free pack, they are there to get the play mat, they are there to get like they are there to get like to have some fun with their friends and then play the side event.
Yep.
I think this format is literally gonna take all those people away from the main event.
Do you think that's going to be a temporary transition from people going from casual to that Genesis format, or you think it's going to be more of a permanent thing almost?
Bro, like this is as exciting as scary, to be honest. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's exciting and scary at the same time because I love the change and I have a vision about this, but I also have like this also gives me many questions, like
Yeah,
raises many questions. Like if Konami wants this to be the main thing, is TCG gonna die?
that's true. I don't think it will. I think TCG will still continue to be like what people strive towards. But I think that this is for competitive players, even semi competitive players, to kind of challenge themselves in a way where, for people who think they're great deck builders, great players, it kind of brings them over to give it a shot, give it a try, because it's exciting. Because, even like myself, like I would want to, try to figure out the goo, right? Like,
Yeah,
for
but
the
this is
format.
not designed to be a side event. This is a
Right.
format that you have to prep for.
Of
Like
course,
you literally have
but
to study.
but the thing is, I think people want to play more events in general anyways. So for me, I actually think it's a good thing. I just think there's more events to play now. Like it's like the same thing where if you play Master, it doesn't mean you can't play TCG. Like you can technically, play both, right? And I think that's kind of like what's going to be happening. There'll be more options for you to play Yu-Gi-Oh just in different capacities, and I think for me, like it wouldn't take away from me playing TCG or whatever because it will just be a different prep each event. Maybe it'll be a little bit harder when they're back to back consecutive events, right? Like if they're back to back Genesis format, then it's TCG, then it's Master. Yeah, it's a little bit harder. I agree. You probably have to pick one if you want to do well, but you don't necessarily have to want to do well to just show up and just give it a shot, right? Because it's gonna be really unsolved per se. I think for the first couple of events, and I also think that from a prize pool perspective, I also think that they're gonna be digging into the vault, and I think they're gonna give really sick prizes than the typical YCS ones, right? Like they talked about giving out an SJC Dark Arm from 2009, like which is like a couple $1,000, like. So I think they're gonna get really creative with the pricing, and I think that's exciting. It's more ways to earn really cool collectibles in the game. So, but I do see your point where like, do you think TCG will die because a lot of people will move over? But I don't think so. I think people will, if they play a lot of Genesis, they might want to break from that and play TCG. I think people will just gravitate towards whatever is the quote unquote more fun, more enjoyable format. But I do like what, yeah, but I mean, but what do you think? Do you think that the Genesis format will attract more like newer players? You think it's gonna be more
I
for
think it will
veterans?
attract.
Yeah,
I think it will attract veterans for sure, and I
yeah,
think new players might see this as an opportunity because, like, if you look at the card pool, right, it's only 500 cards
yeah,
that you really need to pay attention. If you are a
yeah,
new player, you don't want to go over 10,000 cards, which would be the entire card pool of Yu-Gi-Oh.
yeah.
But
But
you would
ten,
go like easily for this.
Yeah, but I would argue that technically you still have to go through 10,000 card pool because you need to figure out what
The
archetypes
text.
aren't card. Yeah, the
Yeah.
decks. Like you still need a good foundation of like decks and archetypes, right? Like, so I think it's a little bit harder. Like, by the way, did you see that Brandon got crazy hit? That was sick. I was actually sick. Brandon has like 8 cards on the list for no reason, but it makes sense. Brandon is a crazy deck
Yeah.
in that type of
Me too.
format. So,
Okay, but hear me out,
but
right?
yeah,
Like I am a new player, right?
sure,
Like imagine like okay, now this Neshito works like for the first time comes like to know Yu-Gi-Oh.
sure,
Okay. Ooh, I want to play a new card game. So let
yeah,
me check which are my available options. Okay, so
mm-hmm.
here I have a Master Duel. There is Malice. I play a couple of games against Malice. Oh hell no, I'm never gonna touch this game again. Let me go to TCG. Get to TCG, I get literally stomped on because people know better than me and I don't have enough like I don't know which cards to read, I don't know which cards to study, I don't know the format that I have to study and how to approach
Mm-hmm.
it. There are so many YouTube videos. Right?
Yeah,
Okay, so Neshito goes on YouTube, checks all the different combos, all the different strategies, all the different stuff. There is too many rulings, anyways, but like the combos are very different, and I'm literally like I literally cannot grasp which is the right meta. And
mm-hmm.
now I go to the website of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I see only 500 cards. Okay, and I can start
It's
read through those just to make up an idea of what I want to play.
yeah.
Like you see
I
my point.
I think that like newer players might play it because maybe it's less intimidating, and because
Yeah.
there's no links and there's no pendulum, it's more
Mm-hmm.
reminiscent of like the cartoon, right? Like
Yeah.
when you think about the cartoon, it's like
Yeah.
you know fusions, there's XYZs, there's ritual,
Synchros.
synchro, stuff like that, which
Yeah.
I think people kind of grew up in the 5Ds era per se.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it just has more resonance with people for sure. And I think it would take a lot of boomers, like people who like played back in the day,
Yeah.
right? That
Play
did just
hands-on right now, and they are trying
yeah,
something else. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, like they want something Edison like, in the sense that like bro, they don't want to summon Link monsters. They're not trying to summon Pendulum. And I think that's yeah, I think that's cool where we're gonna see a mix of communities come together to play one format. So you're gonna get
Yeah.
like the old heads, you're gonna get like the newer players, and you're gonna get like the TCG players that I think are giving it a try. But I think based off the pricing alone, a lot of top TCG players I can easily see just giving it a shot and playing it, because at the end of the day it's still like a title. It's for glory. Like being a winner of like the Genesis YCS, I think is still something that like people will
and and
want.
they are gonna make it a main event,
Yeah, in
which is
2026.
intimidating.
Yeah.
It's intimidating, Park. Like imagine if this is so successful,
Yeah.
then like shuts down like the entire TCG, and you're gonna say no, it's not gonna die. But like, do you think
But if
playing a YCS in TCG with 500 people has the same impact as playing a Genesis format with 3,000 people?
well, think about this. Like from your perspective, do you think that if TCG were to die and then there would only be Genesis format left, like you would just play Genesis format, right? But the question then becomes, is that even a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing. That's my
Yeah.
issue.
Well,
I
why?
actually don't think it's a bad thing. This might actually replace the entire TCG. And I won't be upset about it.
Okay, then I don't see a problem with it. Then I think it'll be interesting. I think it's basically TCG, but with like a different twist. Like I I think that's like the coolest part about it. Um, and but like, why do you think Konami felt like they needed to create this format? Like, why did they created this? You think?
And that's what's actually in, because I'm trying to wrap my mind about like the reason of why they would do something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And
Yeah.
that,
What?
like, it's just too, like, to be honest, I think the game got complicated to a point
Yeah.
that they created a sort of barrier for
To
new
entry.
players to come
Yeah.
into the game. Yeah, like a barrier of entry.
Yeah. But like,
And like
wouldn't
they
you?
are like, mhm.
But wouldn't you argue the Genesis format, because you can play the new archetypes stuff, which are like Vanquish, for example, is still quite complicated. Like, I don't think it's any easier, but I guess there's two mechanics you don't need to worry about. But I guess
Yeah,
the
but like
yeah,
you have to remove the link one mechanic of using rocks in order to add back resources to special summon. Like,
yeah,
you have to, like all
but
those
hmm
all those places in which you can go SP sometimes in order to clear the board. Like, the game got, like, it's way easier from that perspective, if that makes sense.
yeah, it does, it does. So
Like, it's
maybe,
kind of sad from like the seasoned players that like you're kind of removing links after so many years of using them, and now
yeah,
like it's like, okay, now that I know everything about links, how to play like the grind using links, it's like throw all that away. Like, we made a mistake. Let's start from zero. Like, it's kind of upsetting from that perspective, but
but I
I
think
do. Hmm?
no. I was thinking though that like at the end of the day, like let's say there's a ban list tomorrow that ban all link monsters. Like I think like what's the difference? Like we would still try to figure out the best decks, right? We would still try to play test and
But that's
play.
but that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think it's that bad. Like, if
Yeah.
TCG dies and this is gonna be the new TCG, if
hmm
that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
if Genesis is gonna be the new TCG, I wouldn't be that upset, to be honest. I think it
Yep.
would be totally fine.
What?
Like, do
So
you agree with me, or like,
yeah, I
or
agree.
do
I
we
think
have?
that I think that Genesis format will be interesting and good. I can't say I haven't tested the format yet. It just literally came out, literally yesterday as we're recording this. So for
Mhm.
me, it's kind of like I don't even know what the format looks like yet, and if it's even healthy. Removing links and pendulum doesn't make it automatically healthy. There's still a lot of issues with just modern day Yu-Gi-Oh cards, right? So, like, so the question I have to kind of like figure out for myself is the game actually healthier? Is the game actually more balanced? Is there a loophole that we can figure out that actually shows that this format isn't as balanced as you think? And is there like an oversight from the R&D team when they created this, right? Because
I'll be here with you. I think
yeah,
Josh made this shit. Like, you literally go anti-spell 100 points. You go
no,
sight 100
but
points.
runics can't be used though. You can't use runics because you have to summon in EMZ and there's no EMZ anymore. So all the runics are dead. so um
Uh,
so yeah, I think that's kind of like where I'm at. So what I'm interested in finding out is, okay, what decks are gonna be positioned or looking to be some of the strongest Genesis. I think like VS K9 is what a lot of people are talking about right now on Twitter. You know, people are like, yeah, VS is best deck, tier zero, tier zero. But I'm like, did they even give another look to any other deck that have been forgotten in the past that might be broken again?
I-
I think that's the
I'm
interesting
also
part.
thinking, is actually VS tier 0? You remove so much actually without the link one. Like
Yeah.
the link one changes a lot.
Yes, exactly. Also, do
I
you think is
I
there going to
think
be a side deck or no? There is, right? Yeah, it's like TCG. Yep.
I think it's like TCG, right?
Yeah, with side deck.
One sec.
Yeah,
I
best of three.
actually don't know.
No, no, it is. It
Is
is.
it?
It's best of three with side deck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I looked it up.
Okay. So I
You
mean
also,
it's definitely interesting.
yeah.
Definitely interesting.
I also think you know what's funny that Maxi's technically back. You could play two Maxi in your deck, but then you can't play any other powerful non-engine, pretty much. So, what do you think about that, Maxi?
Bro, I will be real with you. I think I love this format. Like
Okay.
I will definitely play a Wisest with like if Genesis is the main event, I'll definitely do that.
Okay, so there's YCS Lil. Would you think that you're gonna go to YCS Lil now and play it? Because technically it's legal at YCS Lil.
No, it's a side event.
Oh, true, true, true.
I
You're
don't-
saying if it has to be a main event for you to like do it.
Bro, I'm playing this shit for glory. I'm not playing like to go to the like the thing is the moment you call a format a side event,
Yeah.
like people that go to Wisest for glory are like literally use
Yep.
this as a second pick, right? Like it's gonna be the
Yeah.
side chick. Genesis is gonna be the side chick. The
Right.
main chick is gonna be the main event
Right.
because
That's why
people
it's called
want
the
to
main
win
event.
for glory.
Yeah, it's called the
Yeah,
main
that's why
event.
it's called the main event, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you put Genesis as the main event,
YCS. Yeah.
YCS, then like I think
Yeah.
it can actually do way better than TCG. Actually,
Right.
genuinely, actually,
Right. Right. Right.
I think
Right.
so.
So, what's been the player base reaction so far? Right. It seems like a lot of people are really excited for this, like you are. I think a lot of people are hype. I'm kind of curious if there's gonna be a rise in spike of Genesis content actually, like making Genesis deck profiles. Like, what about the market? Do you think the market is also gonna adjust accordingly? Right. Like, old decks that were basically worthless now might be worth something again. So you might see an adjustment to the market price for some older cards, which I think is cool, interesting actually. Like it's funny they banned
So that
VSK9 and then now it's legal in Genesis format. So it's almost a way for Konami to give value to older cards that are being printed as well.
Yeah, I agree with you, but there is also another aspect that we need to analyze because before like we talked about all those people that went to Wisest, but they are not like as competitive as other people, right?
Yeah.
But like let's talk all about all the decks that are available in Genesis. There is no
Yeah.
bans, right? Like now you can
No.
play your favorite deck, which is
You know.
crazy, which
You
is
know.
crazy
Yeah.
good.
I mean, it's kind of like the Master Duel Wild West, but they did limit a lot of FTKs and a lot of cancer combos. So I think that's like the nice part about it. I think you'll probably play more grinds than before, which I think is cool. The question becomes though, like I do see that you could play whatever deck you want in theory, if it fits within the 100 point criteria. I think what we're gonna have to do is like try to like start theorying, start building, and start looking at some of the cards, and what is available to us. And then I also can see if right now there is no ban list, but there might be a world where they update or adjust like the point system for certain cards
Yeah,
when
they
certain
do.
cards are more
Yeah,
powerful. So I think that'll
yeah,
be kind of interesting to see as well. It'll be kind of like a ban list reaction thing almost. So yeah.
yeah.
hmm
I
Um.
think
Yeah.
I think I'm super excited. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I
Me
I'm
too.
really like I really want to play the next Genesis main event. I heard that
Okay.
there is one. Do we know where is it?
It's gonna be no. It's all the YCS is coming up. YCS Lille, YCS Peru, YCS Anaheim, YCS Pittsburgh. For
No,
the
I'm
rest of the
saying like
tournament,
Genesis main event.
it's gonna be
Like we heard that there
2026,
is
but they
a.
haven't announced it yet. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. How about this?
I'll be
You and
playing that.
Yeah.
100%.
How about this? You and I, we can create a video if you guys want to see it, where Nesh and I play against each other, Genesis format, and then we can see who comes out on top and comes up with the best goo.
All
That we.
right. Can't wait.
Alright.
I can't wait to cook your ass.
You're not cooking shit. Thai shit. Anyways, yeah, but anyways, yeah, guys. Honestly, shorter GooCast today, but we just kind of really wanted to talk about Genesis and the implications of it. I think it's gonna be interesting. We still have, of course, more to come, more to see, but it looking like it's positioned to be very interesting. Let us know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Genesis format? Are you excited for it? Does this sound appealing to you? Are you gonna be showing up to the Genesis YCS like Nesh is? So many questions, so much unanswered. But I think that's what makes it exciting, right? Like being comfortable with the unknown. So, anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the GooCast today. Let us know what else you want us to talk about in future episodes, and we'll see you guys there. GooCast out.
Peace.